But over the past 2 years, we've proven that union determination lead to incredible wins for our members across the state. Durham and Charlotte, as municipal workers, we gained $25 an hour. That was a big feat for us because many of us came from $17.85 all the way up to $25 an hour. That was really big. We're trying to make those gains in other cities like Greensboro and even Rocky Mountain. If you know anything about Rocky Mountain, it's like climbing a mountain in flip-flops. the ladies really caught that. Y'all caught that. Our DHHS workers, as well as our Cummins Chemical Factory workers, have a substantial amount of gains. Not economically as I would like to see them gain. So we got to get a lot more focus on that. They've done good in terms of safety and things of that nature, make better strides for the conditions of the workers. But that is a clear example of activism by our membership and our workers who want better conditions for themselves, who didn't sit and remain silent and got on their feet and said something out their mouth. That's very important. But our victories have been driven by grassroots campaigns, relentless advocacy of the membership by organized work for the members, by the members, for the members. But our rallies, petitions, and community outreach also built a number of public support that helped us as well. I can't stress that enough, because when the public supports you, people really will meet your demands because the public pay their taxes and the public pay their salaries. And they have to listen to the public. So when we reach out in the community and get that support, we can't take that for granted, so we'd like to thank them as well for their help. Yes. I don't like to make this statement, but I gotta make it, because I want you to understand that, our progress was not just handed down from above, and when I mean above, I'm talking about the leaders that's just sitting up there. God grant us all our mercy, but I'm saying I don't want them to ever think that they just handed us something. We fought for that, and we made them push that button and do what they should have done. We dethroned some kings in some aspect, but I just don't want them to ever think that we come begging. We don't come begging. We come fighting. We understand we don't have collective bargaining in the state. So we have to be very strategic in how we approach everything that we do. And we can't waste our resources moving in atmospheres and areas that don't reach that goal. I don't celebrate like most people because I have a warrior spirit. It's sad, but it's real. I don't look behind me and see who's fighting with me. I just try to kill everything in front of me. Because if you're with me, I shouldn't have to look back. I'm just me.
Say it again.
Yes, sir. I get it. I understand the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poor. And the sadness about the poor is they're raising the poverty level minimums. They look like poverty rate is going up. But I'm going to say it in a way you can really understand it, because it's really complicated. Instead of the poverty level being 8,500, now it's 12,000. But you're still in poverty. So the rich are getting richer, the poverty level maximum is getting higher, but the conditions ain't getting no better. And the target keep moving. And as the target keep moving, the goal line for our success keeps moving. And the field goal line, the field goal pole keeps getting higher. So they keep scoring touchdowns, but we can't even get a first down. You understand? So I'm gonna use football. I play football. So I'm gonna use football as my analogy. It'll help me out. See, our campaigns have to be more strategic. We got to get more whistleblowers. What I mean by that is the collective masses are afraid to blow the whistle. But we got to blow the whistle, let people know it's a foul on the play. Hey, that's a foul on the play. These conditions ain't right. These things ain't right. Our money ain't right. All this coming up, my taxes getting high, my salary is the same or getting worse. We got to start blowing the whistle on certain things. As a union, we got to do that. I know we got some people that's scared to death. They're scared to breathe in front of a boss. They hold their breath like fish in the water when they see the grease on the frying pan and they see you coming to get one. So at the end of the day, because they don't want to look too good, we got to find a way to be more strategic. In our strategies, where I have a problem, and everybody who knows me knows I have a problem with this, they have to be economically sound when we put our money behind our problem, anything we do. Because we got a lot of movement in this union that lack scope and interest of us. Now I'm gonna say it again, because y'all didn't hear me. We got a lot of moving pieces in this union that do not reflect the scope and interest of us. Am I tripping? It's just me? Huh?
No, sir.
Okay, cause I just, everybody seems to think it's just Willie Brown. Hello? Okay. See, because I know when I run, right? See, that's why I ain't be no marathon runner. I know when you run, you're going to get tired. So you better, when I run, I'm getting to a destination. Straight up. I'm going to the store. I'm going to run down to the store, get me where I need to get, and run on back here. I fulfill my aim and my purpose. Correct? You ain't just running just to be running. Everybody say it's a marathon. For who? For who? For who? For who? Hell no. I said I'm a warrior. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to take care of what I got to take care of. I ain't just doing this for fun. I ain't doing this long term. A war don't last forever. Huh? Not if you're a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen a boxing match go from 1932 to 1972. I ain't that kind of player. I ain't got that. Because sometimes people don't live that long. So I got to take care of my business while I'm in business. You catch me? So you have to be economically sound, financially responsible, strategic in every aspect you move as a union. How we united as a union and we not moving in the same direction? That's bull. We got to think about our resources because they're limited. I'm sure how limited resources is. Can each one of y'all get $50 a month? Hell no. So therefore, we limited on our resources. So whatever money you give, it's got to be focused on what we're doing. Correct? Now, if you can get $50, we can make it. Okay then. All right, we ain't gonna go into that because I want y'all to start throwing stuff. But the thing about it is, I know I ain't no marathon runner. I know that. So I chose football. I know that. Now, why would I tell you that? The first thing I did when I started playing football, I didn't learn how to tackle, even though that's what the game is about. I didn't learn how to catch a pass, even though that's all you want to see when you turn TV on. I didn't learn how to hold the ball when I ran, even though that you love to see that when you go first down, you know what I'm saying? 1 yard, 4th and 1, you love to see that. But that ain't what I learned. And I want you to understand this because it's very important. I learned under Coach Buddy Black one thing before I even touched the doggone ball. I learned what every line on the field means. Every line on the field. I learned the playing field. You catch that? Now, I don't want you to miss this. I learned that every white line on that field meant something. It had a sign, a symbol, and a substance behind it. I don't care what direction you was going, and I don't care what team you was on. It had a meaning. Y'all catch that? Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Because I'm going to go somewhere with that. But most importantly, I learned on that football field that every step counted by every player and every person on the field. You took a step in the wrong direction, I ain't got to tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen? Somebody's going to score with you because you were in the right position. I learned if you took a step in the wrong direction at the wrong time, it wasn't strategic, it wasn't right, it wasn't calculated, sack. You understand? Every step counted for every player. Because if you got out of position, you hurt the team in another aspect. Come on now. You hear me? On the football field, I learned you had to have every strategic, because football is war, and I'm a boy, we go back to that. Every strategic or economically sound play had to be called. And I learned that every member on the team, whether they was riding the bench, some of y'all know what that means. I didn't. I'm telling you that right. Don't put that on me. whether you was sacking string, you understand me? I learned that I don't care where you was, if you wasn't on that field, even on the sideline, everybody had a position to play. Huh? You could be the cheerleader. She had a position to play. You hear me? Everybody had a position to play. Whether you was on the front line of this union, or on the back line, or on the sideline, you got a position to play in this union. Whether you're the president, whether you're a newly initiated worker that just joined the union, you got a position to play. Correct? Right. Not only do you have a position to play, you have to pay to play. I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just being funny in a little bit, but I want you to understand that you're paying your money, so you got to play your position. Because this money going to be used for something. Make sure it's used for the right thing. You understand? My conversation ain't about money. Because I want you to understand, as a leader, I learned that, and I learned this from Coach Law, a man who took me to 2 championships, undefeated seasons. I learned that a bad coach can make the best players look like a misfit. But I also learned that poor sportsmanship can hurt a team just as much. You know that backbiting gossip that we do? Oh, it's just me. I just want to make sure you hear what I'm saying. It's some stuff we need to talk about, but hell, I say it out loud. That's why people don't like me. I don't say it in the back room. I say it in the face. So you can get it together. See, a moment of honesty can also turn a moment of correction. You see? So I don't have no problem letting you know I don't like something. I don't give you my time, my money, and my effort to sit back and go along and get along. That ain't Willie Brown. I ain't get here like that. I ain't gonna leave here like that. You hear me? Yeah. I just want you to know we're a team. We're a team. And I know one thing about playing football, that those 2 years that we created that undefeated season, this is the most important part, you know, it created a legacy for many years to come behind it. That's the important part, the legacy. UE150 been here for a long time, based on the legacy of people like Raymond. You see? Based on the legacy of people like Jim Wren. You hear me? We on their shoulders. Yeah, sometimes we on their neck. You know what I'm saying? But these people that, if I forgot to forgive me, but I just want you to know, we're here basically behind that good football team I'm talking about. They're undefeated 2 seasons. They created a legacy that we got to follow. But sometimes we find ourselves getting out of step with what they fought for from the beginning. Hell, that man got shot. For this to happen. I mean, what the hell for this to happen? And then we take it for granted, like you know, oh, it ain't nothing. Hell yeah, it's something. They ain't like this union. We ain't never been nobody's friend. Y'all missing this? Y'all, you know, I just want you to know, what you in, it might, you know, it's convenient. Oh, I'm in the union in case I lose my job. I got some. No! You in the union because you got a job because you in the union. Because there was a union before you even thought about putting in the application many years before. That's what that legacy and that history is about. But we're at a crossroads. And I'm saying just like that. Because I see us getting away from the framework of the founders. No, he didn't say that. Yes, the hell I did. I see us getting away from the framework for the reason for existing like the founders. You hear me? Now, y'all might don't think this, but I'm going to tell you, I'm a Shakespearean. Yeah, I read. Football player that read. They graduate with a 4.0 GPA. Hey! Thug out. No. One for the jocks. No. Yeah, I said 4.0 Ness. I said that. That's rough. We're at a crossroads here. You know, and I always, when I find myself in a place where I have to make a hard decision, I go back to a hell of a warrior named Hamlet. He's a warrior. Not Hannibal, but Hamlet. Hamlet, you know, like that sounds so, but Hamlet, y'all know who Hamlet is? That's the one that say to be or what? Not to be. That is the question they like to say. But see, he was really contemplating his existence and the nature of life and death. He had a profound moment in his mind where he had to question whether it was better to face life challenges or escape altogether and say, you know, I'm gonna get on down the road. But he grappled with that, whether it was better to accept his fate or whether it was better for him to stand up and fight, even though the odds were stacked against him by King Claudius. He fought whether it was wiser to lay low and avoid the conflict or stand up and fight. Now, unfortunately, if you know anything about Shakespeare, they call that one of his tragedies. Hamlet is one of Shakespeare's tragedies. But that tragedy not only led to his death, but it also led to King Claudius' death. I ain't gonna go through the whole story with you, but I hope I inspire you to read it one day. But he knew no matter what he wanted to do, he wanted to get rid of those corrupt elements that was the kingdom that Claudius reigned. So sometimes, even though we know we're gonna lose, we fight anyway. You understand? We fight anyway because sometimes you might get rid of the king that's causing the problem too. Some people don't like to see problems in their business and corporation. And that same old boy, you know, that boss, he might say, listen, man, you keep too much going here. We need to get rid of you. Because you got these people who are working hard and doing their job, causing a problem for us. So they might get rid of that bad man. You get where I'm coming from? But I'm going on to say that because he exposed it. Sometimes we have to understand that even though you might lose a battle, this union is known for picking up the sword behind that person that fallen, like, you know, and keeping it moving. Because had they not picked up the sword when Jim got shot, hell, we might not kept on moving, Jim. You had good soldiers and warriors with you, Jim. Jim didn't have to look back. He said, I went down, but I know damn well somebody gonna pick me up off the ground and get my sword, and we're gonna keep on fighting. Am I lying, Jim? Okay. But see, we got to keep on swinging sometimes. Because the kings will keep on kinging. They're going to offer us a seat at the table, and we have to be careful what we drink. You know how that goes. You've heard many stories. But we have to be careful. And in being careful, we have to be economically sound, ergonomically sound, meaning our movements. You know, anybody know what ergonomics is? Our movements. And our strategies have to be sound. We have to have our union organizers understand what it is that we want and need. We have to also communicate that to our national and our regional officers. Because if they do not know and they're not in sync with what we're trying to do, that's in our best interest, and even understand the playing field that we're playing on, and the rules of engagement that we have to rule, because we don't have collective bargaining, then they won't even understand what we got going on down here in the South. Y'all hear that? They won't even understand what we got going on down here in the South. See, I'm an old leader right now. I'm a new but yet old leader. And I believe our e-board needs to be completely changed. Myself included. That's why I'm not running. Because I know damn well a lot of y'all were like, hell yeah, Willie a bad one. No, I ain't getting you that. I ain't gonna give you that as an option. Me and a lot of my e-board members, we agree. Because we have a tough ass 2 years. We ain't tired. But at the same time, you know, I don't like the fact that we keep fighting old problems that have been rebranded and placed in new shiny packages. And we keep saying, going in circles after that same campaign. See, when back in the day, when Jim was fighting, it was Jobs and Justice in 1963, March on Washington. And then it was Jobs and Justice when King spoke again. And then it was Jobs and Justice in the 1970s when unions picked that slogan up too and ran with it to this very moment, Jobs and Justice, right now. You know, and they did it because that's a short, powerful statement. it has bold enough for labor unions and civil rights movements and social economic justice groups and movements to grasp onto the concept. However, no matter what we've done, we have not put enough action behind those words. And words without action is just a bunch of words. They lose weight when they're not enforced by those who speak. And justice is strong, only as strong as those who stand behind it. You know, justice for the rich don't look like justice for the poor. And then that's the imbalance. It's the reason we're right here, right now. Because the justice don't look for the same for the fox as it do for the chicken in the hen house. That's a bad analogy, but you get the point. Because justice to the chicken don't look like justice to the fox. You know what I mean? So we're dealing with that type of stuff. And it would be convenient for me to sit here and frankly an easy way out to say the State of the Union is good. Nah, you know me, that ain't what I'm about. I let them show the video because I know I wasn't gonna list the accomplishments that we had over the past 2 years. And that's not who I am because I feel like that's too much like bragging. I'm a purpose-driven person, you know, and I don't stand too long in a moment of victory because I know that opens me up for the possibility of defeat because I'm a warrior. I remain focused as I work ahead, and we gotta remain focused in our work ahead, and we have to lead the confidence that we have been successful in getting behind, and keep moving. I stand here before you to tell you that the state of our union is better, but we still got some work to do. That's what I stand here to tell you. Progress is real, and our motion is not finished yet. And every step, we got to be reminded that improvement is possible, but every challenge that faces us here remains there to improvement and make room for improvement. But it also points out that it is necessary. Improvement is necessary. Every time we face a challenge, we know that it is necessary. And in giving you that, state our union is better. But we still got some work to do. Thank you.